What's happening, fam? I'm Ryan Milton from TeamFFLEX. You're on my show every Friday, Gainz o'clock, where we talk about all your Q&A. It's a Q&A series I run every week where basically I'm posting on socials, hey, hit me with your questions regarding whatever topic. I'm going to answer them here on the show. A lot of questions have come up about New Year's and September challenge regarding transformations and things like that. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to kind of give you an overview of these transformation questions and kind of bundle it into one ball that you need to understand this, people. If you're one of these people out there that ever question where you're at and why you're not where you want to be and why transformation's this, transformation that, how do you get here, how do you do that, I'm going to tell you all that today on the show, all right? Do me a favor, subscribe to my channel, share out the video if you get anything out of this, which I promise you that you will. And remember, it's just one of 5 awesome shows I run all week for you, every week, where we talk about everything you want to know, health and fitness related. All right, let's dive in. Basically, New Year's and September challenge, I've been talking about this all week now. It's a challenge we did, 90-day transformation. You guys can still enter that if you want to. You're going to get, a training program, a meal nutrition program, in other words, and then also prize money if you win the challenge, right? If you get in the top, you're going to win some prize money. It's a great opportunity to turn this around. It's called New Year's in September because we're putting an end to the 2020 garbage, an end to the bad habits, an end to all this stuff that has put people in this bad spot. It's time to make the change. We're not waiting for resolutions. We're taking today's solutions, and that's why New Year's in September is going. You can still enter that through Sunday. So seriously, check that out at TeamFFLEX.com/challenge if you are interested in transforming your life right now in the next 90 days. With this has come a lot of questions, okay? And that's why Gainz O'Clock today is dedicated towards these questions, because there's been so many. But I'm not going to go through every single one and address every single one because they all have this very similar theme. The question is, can you actually transform anything in 90 days? This is what people have been asking me, right? People have been saying, hey, you know what, I've tried all these challenges. I tried this coach. I tried this program. I tried this diet. I tried this. I tried that. I bet you did. But they all have this idea of, hey, you know what, I'm not going to be able to transform because I've tried all these things and it didn't work. So why would this work? Is it even possible? I've been trying a lot longer than 90 days to lose weight and I couldn't do it. Been trying a lot longer than 90 days to build muscle. I couldn't do it. I stuck to this diet. I couldn't do it. And it comes up over and over and over. So I'm going to rope this all together for you and tell you this. The truth is about any transformation, whether it is a muscle building transformation, a weight loss transformation, or a lifestyle transformation, whatever you're trying to do, you have to understand that the program has to work for you. If the program doesn't work for you, you're not going to work for the program. And what that means is any result that you got to achieve comes down to you actually being consistent on top of your training, consistent on top of your nutrition, and doing those things over and over. And consistency, ladies and gents, it does not mean one day. It does not mean, oh, on Monday I did good, so cheery, I'm getting where I want to be. No, it doesn't mean that. Consistency means that you can do something now, you can do something tomorrow, you can do something next week, next month, for a freaking lifetime. That's really what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. And so if you can't be consistent, you're not building a program that you can do, it's never going to actually work for you, okay? This is the problem with so many diets and so many coaching approaches and all this. Very generic, very fad, if you will. Just throw it out there, catches on, oh cool. A few people lost weight, so it's going to work for everybody. Give everyone the same plan. This is like a plague in the coaching industry that this happens, especially in the diet culture industry and everything else. We're in the spot where you're basically getting pushed all these different things all the time that actually won't work for you. And that's actually part of the process for these people that are scamming you and ripping you off with these things. It's unfortunate to say, but it is true. And I want to make you aware that, hey, if you try to follow something you can't stick to, you're going to fall off of it. All right? At the end of the day, no matter how hard you try to get on task, you go buy all the new food, you plan your workouts, you do all these things, you'll do good a week, maybe 2, maybe 3, but you're going to fall off. You're going to end up ground zero again, starting over, trying to buy the next phase of that plan, the next bit of that fad diet, the next plan that coach offers, and this kind of stuff just keeps going. You got to be able to be consistent with where you are and what you're doing if you expect results. It's the only way to actually get results. So when the question comes up, can you transform in 90 days? I've already said this enough. Yes, absolutely. You can transform your entire life in 90 days when you actually decide to make the change and put in the effort on a plan that, guess what, will work for you. You might say, how do we actually work in a plan that's going to work for me, Coach Rye? What does that even mean? What are you even talking about? I'm going to tell you more in just a second right after this break.
1, 2, 3!
would work for me, that's a very custom idea, right? It's a thought that doesn't even make sense almost, because how would I know it's going to work for me? It all should work for me, right? No, it won't. Because here's the thing. On the internet, you could spend, the next 3 years of your life Googling fat loss programs, Googling transformation programs, Googling muscle building programs, and you could look through 10,000 of them, and you might not find one that will actually work for you. You will find things that work for you in pieces, in phases, in short amounts of time, but what works for you all the time, that's the question you got to think about. And I already hinted at it in the very first sentence of that. It's a customized approach. And this is what is lacking all across the board. For years and years, magazines were pumping out the same routines. All the old school bodybuilders, hey, put my routine in. Everybody was following it. It's one of my favorite stories to tell is that Arnold talks about this all the time. Everybody knows Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? He golden era bodybuilder, became Hollywood actor, became politician, right? He's done all this stuff. And back in the day, he was the guy to go to, Mr. Olympia. He was the guy that everybody wanted to be in the bodybuilding space. Well, he would put his workouts everywhere. He'd put his programs everywhere. He'd sell them. He'd give it to people. He'd tell people about it. They were in magazines. You could read about it. People would literally go into the gym, and I've read this in his biographies, where he would be training, he's doing his stuff, prepping for Mr. Olympia, and 13 guys behind him doing every set, every rep, same way, trying to watch him, edging him out, seeing what he's doing, seeing how he's doing it, trying to copy it. And guess what? There's only damn one Arnold Schwarzenegger, ladies and gentlemen. Why do you think that is? Why do you think there's only one Arnold and not 9,000 other Arnolds? Because at the end of the day, he was doing what worked for him. He was doing his customized approach, and though everybody could copy it, they couldn't replicate the result. And this is the problem, right? So many people have a friend that lost weight on whatever diet. So many people have a relative that gained, muscle doing this, or lost weight doing that, or this and that, and plans all over the internet, like I said, and all this misinformation that, hey, do this, you're good to go. It doesn't work that way. What does work all the time is total customization. When we bring a client on TeamFFLEX, there's an entire consultation process that takes place to where I'm learning every single thing I need to know about these people. What do you do for work? How active are you at work? What are you doing in the gym? What have you been doing with your nutrition? Where have you been before? What have you done here? What's there? Do you have any pains? Do you have this? Do you have any injuries? All these things. I'm asking them, tons and tons of questions to figure out, hey, what's the best approach for me to build them a program? Then I sit down, build these things out, make all the customizations, everything for them. And then guess what I do? We adapt. We adapt. We see where they're at. We see where they're going. We see where they need to be. And we make changes to it. And this is what we do on TeamFFLEX with our coaching. And this is why people say, how was this transformation that you just post? There's no way that that's real. That's got to be fake. There's no way that took 2 months. There's no way that took 3 months. There's no way that crazy 100-pound transformation was done in a year. Well, guess what? I'm telling you the truth. They are real transformations. These are real clients, real people that we put them in a spot to be successful in. And this is what's required of any programming, right? This is what's required of anything. If you can't stick to the plan, you're not going to be able to sustain the plan, which means guess what? You won't get the result, ladies and gentlemen. So when the question keeps coming up, can you transform in 90 days? The answer is yes. Your whole life can be different. Everything can be different. And let me tell you this too. This doesn't just come to your fitness coaching. This is anything in your life. If you're in a spot you don't want to be in, it's because you are not doing anything to change it. You are not making the changes you need to make to go from where you are now to where you want to be. If you guys have been watching the channel this week, we've been doing a lot of transformation type content, mainly because we got this challenge going right now, but also because I've been getting so many questions about it. I said, you know what, I got to address this. I got to give you the real information, the stuff that you need to know. You need a plan, you need a course action, you need to train, and you need to stay consistent. And if you do that, any transformation is possible. You can go anywhere you want to be, you guys. And I'm telling you, over and over and over, I don't care what you think, I don't care what anybody told you, I don't care what you Googled, you can absolutely do it when you apply to it and you have something that's built just for you. All right? So I hope so at the end of the day that even if you don't ever do our challenge or anything else or any of our coaching, that you at least got something out of this that you can take with you. Understand that you got to have a customized process. You got to have something built for you that's going to be adjusted for you, that's going to keep changing with you, and it's always going to be, guess what, just for you. And that's what we do on TeamFFLEX. That's what I believe all coaching should be done. Unfortunately, it's sparse out in the world to find that. A lot of coaches are not willing to put the work in for their clients, but hey, I'm telling you guys at the end of the day, if you're willing to put the work in, I'm willing to put the work in for you. Check out the New Year's in September September challenge we got running right now. You can register through Sunday. It's got everything you need to make your 90-day transformation happen the way you want it to be, the way customized to get you from where you are now to where you want to be. And guess what? You even got an opportunity to win prize money. So if you're that serious, you can win about 10x on what you're going to pay for this program, which is insane to think about, ladies and gents. You'll have the best results of your life and a fat wad of cash in your pocket, all right? So check it out, teamfflex.com/challenge. Thanks for watching Gainz the Clock. I'm Ryan Milton. Be back next week with new content for you. We got a new theme next week we're going to be talking about all week. I'll let you know what it is when the time is right, all right? Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share. Coach Rye is out.